Okay, gonna be a review for Mel Gibson's Payback, 1999, and this will be the theatrical cut. Because oddly, the director's cut cuts out like 10 minutes of the movie, which is so weird. So, if you can find the theatrical cut, that's what you should watch. I know that it's kind of hard to find the theatrical cut, but anyways, I've always really liked this movie. I think there's a black and white cut to the theatrical also, but I didn't. I swear I watched that years ago. A black and white version. Great movie. Lucy Liu, Mel Gibson, Maria Bello, David Paymer. Just a great cast. John Glover, William Devine, James Coburn, Chris Christopherson. It's an amazing cast. It's a pulp noir atmosphere and style. Yeah, the film is definitely influenced by the 70s. Speedy characters, rotary phones, and vintage cards, creating a bold, entertaining mix of murder, mayhem, and retribution. Something about this movie, the way it's shot, reminds me of The Matrix. I don't know. The Matrix came out this year. I looked it up. It's not the same cinematographer, so I don't know why. There's just something about the look of the city. It just kind of reminds me of The Matrix. So I don't know. I'm reading some comments. Some people are saying the director's cut's darker. Why? I don't. They theatrical cut specifics. This version features added voiceover narration from Porter for a more playful, hard-boiled tone. Reshot third act with Chris Christopherson as Sinister Bronson. A new villain exercise controversial domestic violence scenes between Porter and Lynn. An action-packed ending where Porter secures his money from a chaotic shootout. Yeah, he's definitely not a good guy. He's definitely a misogynist. But that's the character, and I don't know, this movie's just got a great, this movie's got a good feel to it. He's not a good guy. I mean, yeah, you're not supposed to like everything he does. He's a criminal that's trying to get his money back that's owed to him. So he has this weird sense of ethics where he only wants 70,000. They keep thinking it's 140,000. He actually ends up getting the 140, but he keeps trying to correct them. It's actually 70. But yeah, Mel Gibson's not a good guy in this. He's just surrounded by people who are even worse, I'd say. Like that one guy who loves getting beat up by Lucy Liu. She's great in this as like this dominatrix. If you could do me a favor and smash that like button, that'd be great. It really helps the channel. Now this is a remake of the 1967 Point Blank, not Point Break. They also remade that, and that looks terrible. This is at least a good remake. That's a good movie too, Point Blank, with Lee Marvin. The betrayal, heist, revenge formula feels familiar, with surprises beyond escalation. Prioritizes pulp thrills over emotional depth and originality. Over-the-top violence and tone shifts. Some people say that the director's cut's darker. I guess. I'd rather watch the theatrical cut. I mean, you cut 10 minutes out of the movie. It's not even that long. It's like an hour 41 or 42 minutes. People are saying you should watch the theatrical cut. It's a fun entry point, underrated as a violent, quippy 90s thriller that delivers a solid entertainment for fans of Gibson's Edge or simple payback flicks. Skip if you prefer the moodier director's cut. So, the storyline: a hardened criminal is betrayed and shot by his wife Lynn and Porter. His name's Porter, and partner Val, after 140,000 Chinese mafia heist, leaving him dead with only his 70,000 shares stolen. 5 months later, he recovers and embarks on a relentless quest to reclaim exactly the amount. No more, no less, navigating a web to corrupt cops, mobsters, syndicate. Yeah, it's got a great mafioso feel. Some really good action scenes. Like when he's taking out the Chinese mafia, or he sneaks around to the car, goes underneath it, cuts the gas line, and then the guy looks back and he's like, hey, that's him. And that's when they're calling his apartment. They think they're so smart, and he sneaks up on them, throws the cigarette. Great shot there. It's great cinematography. This director also did like 42. I mean, it's done a lot of things. He helped write LA Confidential, Conspiracy Theory, which I think is probably where he met Mel Gibson, and then 2 years later they made this. A Knight's Tale. That's not a very good movie, but there are some things I like about that movie. He wrote and directed that and produced that. He helped write Mystic River. The Order, Man on Fire, helped write that. But he directed 42 and wrote it. Legend, which I hear is a very good movie. I haven't seen it though. That's again a mafioso movie, and that's in the 60s. That's the Craig twins. That's in England. I've seen 42. It's all right. He helped write Assassins, which is interesting because isn't that the Wachowskis? Oh, they helped write that too. Huh. That's kind of weird because I'm saying like this kind of, some of it feels a little bit like The Matrix, just almost purely visual, I'd say. But that's kind of weird. He has a connection to the Wachowskis there. But I'd say this is the best movie he's made. And I would like to know the backstory of, did he choose to make the director's cut? Because sometimes studios just make it and they slap a director's cut name on it and it's not even a director's cut. I don't know why the studio would do that though, but I think the Alien director's cut, isn't that like 30 seconds shorter than the theatrical? So it does happen. It's just strange because usually the studio wants to take stuff out of the movie and the director wants to keep stuff in the movie. So beyond his writing credits, this is, I think, the best movie he's directed. Definitely for me. I really like it. It was made for $50 million. It made $161.6 million. So nice, 3 times its budget. Made money. This is back with Mel Gibson, you know, he was huge, he's on the top of the world. And then all this stuff happened with him, which I won't get into, but if you're into this movie or other Mel Gibson movies, you know what happened. Yeah, watch out for hard liquor. Because man, he was blackout drunk. But yeah, I really like the movie. It's got an edge to it. They never even make this movie now. It would be so milquetoast, be so boring. There's no edge. That's the thing. There's just a lot of movies. There's no edge to them. They're just so safe and boring. This character is anything but. Some of the scenes would never be done today. Even the stuff with Lucy Liu, I don't think, because I mean, you know, watch the movie. Like he he does not treat her like a princess, and she's beating up guys, and then she gets beat up, and like she's like some dominatrix, and what's that character? What's that actor's name? Is it Greg Henry? I think it's Greg Henry. He's really good as they say, he's like a sadist. Just bad guy again. It's just he's like the least of the bad guys in Payback. I'd say Mel Gibson is okay, yeah, he's Val. Okay, Greg Henry. He's great. And then there's that scene of him, I mean, spoilers, is all spoilers, of him getting killed, where he's on the ground, and Mel Gibson's like, do you got a light? And he's kind of like laughing, thinking, okay, I'm gonna help him, then sneak into this place and get his money back. And then he's like, no. And he's like, well, then what good are you to me? And he just puts the pillow against him and blows him away. Or the scene in the beginning of the movie when he goes and gets himself like a 5-star steak dinner. And earlier he already stole a guy's credit card and wallet, which he went and bought a gun with, and some bullets, and it had a suit. It's just like, this movie's like has some class to it that you just don't see anymore, I'd say. And then he goes and gets the steak dinner and he eats it, and he gives the guy the credit card, and he's like, it's been declined. And he's like, impossible, I just got it yesterday or something. He's like, run it again. And he goes and runs it again, and then he just walks out of the restaurant. Just, cool, just cool, like, yeah, Lee Marvin kind of feel to the movie. At the end of the movie, when all the guys go up to the top room, and he breaks out of the car after they, break his feet, and it's all a setup, and then he calls them, which then ignites a bomb, blows them all away. It's just a really good script, like really well thought out. It is different than the original. It's been a while since I've watched it, but I enjoyed that one too. I'd say I like this one better because that's like 1968, so it's much slower. It's just a totally different time. But yeah, just great scenes. Great look, great cinematography, great editing. So, yeah, Payback. Big fan of this movie. They don't make movies like this anymore. They probably never will again. It's too dangerous, I guess. It's too dangerous. So, but it got critical reception on Rotten Tomatoes was 56%. Are you serious? That's so weird. Sadistic violence and root humor saddle a predictable action premise. Okay. The movie's entertaining though. It's like, yeah, you've seen this kind of movie before, but it's so well done. Roger Ebert gave the film 3 out of 4 stars. He says there is much cleverness and ingenuity in Payback, but Mel Gibson is the key. The movie wouldn't work with an actor who was heavy on his feet or was too sincere about the material. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, he's got this cool attitude. He's just not sincere about anything, really, except for his money. And, he's got a weird sense of ethics where he was promised 70 grand and it was stolen from him. It's also a great scene when that guy's like, what's funny? This is gonna kill you. where he told him it could be up to 500 grand, I think. And the guy needs 130 grand to pay back the syndicate, which is basically the mafia. But it's only 140 grand, so that's 70 each. And he's like, that's not enough. And then he's like, you know what's funny? It's gonna kill you. It's always 140. He's like, what? And then the wife shoots him in the back twice, which, ooh, man, it like, I think it's like close to his spine when he gets shot. But, yeah, and they leave him for dead. I also like how later the prostitute who was having an affair with, who also looks very similar to his wife, just a little confusing. I found that a little odd. Like, why not cast a woman that looks different than the wife? Like, different hair color or something. They're both blondes. They both look very similar. I like that her dog is named Porter. I forget what she says. She says something like, he's as mean. He's as mean as he's as mean as you, except he won't leave me. At one point, the dog gets shot. I was like, oh man, but the dog survives. So, but, yeah, that's about it though. Check out Payback. I'd recommend the theatrical cut. So, see you next time.